Well, hi again. So now that we have a clearer understanding of how the pain-pleasure motivators have been directing our lives up until this point, it's time for us to get a better handle on them and start using them in a more positive and proactive manner. You may recall a few weeks ago I mentioned an old Chinese mantra, Yi Dao, Qi Dao. Where the mind goes, the energy follows. And what this mantra is specifically making reference to is that it's our responsibility to direct our thoughts and not have our thoughts direct us, as is most often the case. It's almost like that old cliche about having the tail wag the dog. Well, when we don't pay attention to what we're thinking, that's exactly what's happening in our lives. You see, we have to develop the habit of paying attention, because attention is the next step on our journey. So, if you've been with me so far, perhaps you've made some intentions of your own. You've painted a mental picture of what you'd like your life to be like. You've possibly written down some goals. And if you are like me, you've made a vision board just to bring things a little more to life. So what's next? Well, paying attention is what's next. Developing the habit of visualizing and picturing your goals on a daily basis. Constructing and reading aloud some personal mantras of your own, just like Yi Dao, Qi Dao. Mantras that are empowering and have personal meaning to you and relevance to your life. You know, years ago when I was at a low point in my own life and struggling with addiction, I had a mantra of my own that helped to sustain and guide me. It was conquer self or be conquered by self. And that came to mean a lot to me, and it certainly motivated me to help move my life in a more positive direction. And that's exactly what we're looking to do here, is move ourselves, bring ourselves to action. Because without action, all the mantras and all the goals in the world won't mean very much. So how do we develop this habit? Well, the easiest way is to consistently give our intentions our attention. We do this by bringing them to mind in a consistent basis. Now, for example, you can take your written goals and mantras and place them somewhere where you'll see them on a daily basis. For example, your kitchen fridge, or perhaps the mirror in your bathroom. Heck, you can even put them on the ceiling of your bedroom. Regardless, it's then that you will take notice of them. And when you do, I want you to stop. Read them aloud and really think about them for a moment. This is your life we're talking about. You know, picture yourself in that new house that you like and see it in your mind's eye. See yourself as that active, healthier, non-smoker, playing with your kids or your grandchildren. Smell that ocean and hear those waves crashing on the shore of that beach of your dreams. You see, the more senses you incorporate, the more your mind will believe it. And the realness of that particular vision, and the more that your brain actually does believe it, well, the more it will start to resonate with the people, places, and opportunities that are going to take your life in that direction. It really is that simple, in essence. You know, perhaps you've heard the following quote that I'm going to read to you. It's, be careful of your thoughts, for your thoughts become your words. Be careful of your words, for your words become your actions. Be careful of your actions, because your actions become your habits. Be careful of your habits, for your habits become your character. And be careful of your character, for your character becomes your destiny. It all starts with paying attention to our thoughts. And in doing so, we can create the destiny of our choice and bring about a life filled with joy, kindness, and prosperity. Peace and love.